I got the wrong one there. All right. Let's get right to it. Is anyone else watching this red zone version or whatever with Pat McAfee? That's what I'm watching right now. Let's hope they keep this red zone thing. This is pretty nice. You don't even have to switch the channels, but guys, these games are crazy right now. You pronounce Nico? No, dude, it's Lamanleva, I think, or something like that. I don't know. I pronounce those names. Normally, I pronounce them right. I think this game might set the record. We might hit a record. 66-50. Well, Washington has the ball, actually. Penix with a deep pass, incomplete. Big Ten Conference going through it. Oh, it's a gauntlet next year. But you have to remember the interesting thing with all those teams, and no one really makes this point. Washington losing their quarterback, Oregon losing their quarterback, USC losing their quarterback. You know, I don't know, man. I mean, they'll be good, but it's like people got to understand. All these quarterbacks are like 5-year guys outside of Caleb Williams. I mean, dude, this Alabama LSU game, well, this SMU over was stealing money. This Alabama LSU game is crazy. So what were the stats? Milroe had 3 rushing touchdowns and like 70, like Jaden Daniels has like 150 rushing yards. It's ridiculous. I'm good, man. Chicago, what a name. What's up, man? Transit fan. What happened to ND losing? That's bad for Ohio State. Notre Dame losing is certainly bad for Ohio State, if that's what you're talking about. Do you think Oregon could make the college? Yes, I do. Dude, Oregon, like 63 points for Oregon. Well, they did kind of run up the score there a little bit. But, yeah, Oregon certainly, I would say they're the favorite right now. I know everyone likes Washington. Yeah, Washington, I mean, they're just chucking the ball all over the field. I think Caleb Williams probably already lost USC the game by fumbling at the end of the first half. Oh, dude, yeah, what's up, man? Eli Manleva. Eli Manleva. A lot of overts today. Yeah, you're right. I mean, dude, well, these 2 games, the LSU Bama, SMU Rice is going crazy. I don't know if you guys saw the Mississippi State drive where they had a 12-minute drive and they scored a field goal on a 12-minute drive. Dude, and Kentucky is crushing them. We'll see. Oh, Purdue's got it at their own 5. That game's well into the second half, actually. Wow. Ohio. Yeah, Oregon looks really good, man. You got to win out, though. You just got to win out. You've got a few tough games. Wow, an interception. Michael Penix Jr. trying for the Heisman with a very key interception. We've got a Heisman race going on tonight. Hey, what's up, Jeremy? John Cena is retiring. Really, I didn't know that. Well, John Cena had a storied wrestling career for sure. I don't think Caleb Williams will be a bust, man. Yeah, let me actually see. Once again, this thing just did that again. Yeah, it's in the live chat now. Ole Miss Texas A&M game was insane. Yeah, the ending to that. Air Force, yeah, dude, that's unfortunate what happened to Air Force. It's not right. Maybe they can still be ranked. No, they're done. They're done. What if the Sears Tower? Yeah, that's an interesting one. I'll have to add that to the list, possibly. Penix, yeah, Penix, the interceptions are getting up there for his Heisman. If he's got 8 interceptions, he really can't throw anymore. USC needs to score here. I thought they were going to do a red zone thing with this Pat McAfee, but they're just staying on the USC game. Can we get a flip to the SMU game or something? What about the Purdue game? Well, they're at their own 5. I thought we were going to, flip a little bit more than this. This is an impressive performance right now from Kansas. Kansas looks good. What happens if PSU yeah, this is going to be something we can talk about. Marv is not winning the Heisman. Trust me, there's no way. He does not have the yards. And you can blame McCord, which is fine. It is McCord's fault. But Harrison just doesn't have the yards. He had 25 receiving yards. You need to put up crazy stats to win the Heisman. Right now, it looks like Daniels from LSU, if they win this game and they win out, the numbers he's putting up is just ridiculous. What happens if, Penn State beats Michigan? Penn State would very likely go in a three-way tie based off of Iowa winning today against Northwestern and Wisconsin losing. Penn State would go if that happens, if it's a three-way tie. I feel pretty confident saying that. Great call on that East Carolina. Yeah, dude, that was just luck. I just randomly picked one, and I'm not even sure how that game... Look at this. I knew the over in this game, though. The over 58, SMU. I mean, they're going to score in the 50s themselves. Alabama just scored a touchdown. Oh, a rush. I wanted Milroe to get another touchdown. What is your opinion on Colorado game tonight? Oh, the Colorado game. I mean, we've got a vibe right now with all the overs hitting. Over, under 59.5. I would go in on the over. You have to go with the night, Crimson Tide turned into Crimson Tide. Yeah, it's a tie game. Crazy Air Force lost. I mean, not really. If you can't throw and you get down early, it's tough. Thoughts on Kansas game? Kansas or Kansas State? Kansas is impressive. Kansas State, that's a tough loss. But I understand going for the win. One more thing, what happened to Notre Dame football today? Well, I mean, listen, Clemson was only 3-point underdogs going into this game. Clemson had gotten very unlucky, and to be honest, it was like this was the inverse of what happened with Clemson throughout the season, to where I would say Notre Dame, honestly, they outgained them by like 100 yards. It was just a thing where if you throw a pick six, it is such a killer. And Sam Hartman, they were already down by like 8 points. You throw a pick six, it's over, And Notre Dame still had a window late in that game. They were down by 8 going into the fourth quarter, and just nobody scored in the fourth quarter. But Notre Dame, I mean, they have 3 losses now. They're going to win their next 2 games for sure. Take Tennessee to cover and Georgia to lose to Ole Miss. I don't think Georgia's, Ole Miss has momentum right now. I'm honestly surprised at how close Missouri kept it. Yeah, I got really annoyed with Missouri late in that game. Did you see what they kept doing? They kept running sideline fades. Like there were still 2 minutes left. They had 3 timeouts. Just play the field. The clock stops in under 2 minutes. They kept running these weird sideline fades on like 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 10. It was the same exact thing, and you're forcing yourself out of bounds, and the defender is just playing the sideline. And they still kind of had a chance. They were down by 9. What about OU football? Yeah, I mean, we all had them losing today, and that was an easy upset chance. Looks like USC is driving. I mean, West Virginia, man. BYU's without their starting quarterback, though. West Virginia, this game's pretty irrelevant. Utah State. Purdue maybe trying to drive a little bit. You got the Michigan sign-stealing crap. Yeah, Georgia, they might move to number 1 based on Ohio State. It'll depend, because Ohio State's win got tainted against Notre Dame because they lost. Some scientists and NASA have been saying that we might have had a 5th gas giant that was in our solar system, but it was ejected. Really? I'd like to see the mock on that. Do they have a rendering for how our solar system looked? What is 9/11? Can you make a video on college basketball season? I was thinking of doing that. I just don't see the point. I don't see the views there, Maybe I'll do like a best bets, but even like a best bets, I would just be pulling stuff out of my ass. I don't know any of these teams. If Alabama beat LSU, do you believe that Alabama have a chance to make... Oh, Alabama, if they win out, they're in. They already have a really good resume. But they have to win out. They have to beat Georgia. They have to win out, the regular season, beat Auburn, obviously. But yeah, if they win out, they're in. Their resume is just too good. They would have too many good wins. Caleb Williams on a 4th and 1 touchdown, 35-35. Washington, USC. We're going for 250 burgers. But I don't know if it's going to happen now. We're going for 250 burgers. Purdue, oh my God. Yeah, Purdue's not scoring again. How about Oklahoma State? I mean, top 16 team at this point, Oklahoma State. Texas, Oklahoma State. Yeah, that's good for Texas. Nothing against Oklahoma State, but if you're Texas, you want to face Oklahoma State over Oklahoma. What will it affect Ohio State? Maybe. It might affect Ohio State, honestly. It just depends how much they value it, how much Notre Dame falls. Notre Dame will still be ranked, but 3 losses, they're going to be into the bottom half, like ranked 20th or 22nd maybe. Missouri didn't win, but I was impressed. Yeah, I mean, I also think Georgia's a little bit worse this year. We have to understand that. People still think Georgia's this, super giant, and they're good, but, I mean, I don't know. Been watching you 2 years. Are you a Georgia fan? Well, I'm sorry for all the stuff I've said. Focus on conference realignment and playoffs. There's nothing to talk about with realignment, man. I mean, we just had Army join the American, I guess. That was big. Yeah, 35-35. It's probably going to be 50-50, 52-52, honestly, into the fourth quarter. It'll just keep going back and forth, and then it'll go to overtime. You think Arizona will beat UCLA? I think probably, yeah. I mean, that game's basically a pick'em. What is your college football instant reaction? That comes out tomorrow. I'll do that tomorrow morning. Bad for Texas's resume. Oklahoma State. Yeah, Texas. I still think if Texas wins out, they're in. They have the win over Alabama. But Texas right now needs to root for Alabama. That's huge for Texas, actually. LSU has the ball. They're kind of driving. But these teams just keep going back and forth. They have these nice longer drives. They always score touchdowns. What do you think about the Tuck versus Texas? Who faces Texas next week? Texas Tech? Oh, I think TCU faces Texas next week. How was your day? I mean, it's college football. College football Saturday. You only get about 12 of them. If Oregon wins out, do you think they're in? Oh, yeah. Yeah, if Oregon wins out, they're in for sure. Do you think Caleb Williams can be the first QB to have back-to-back 40 passing? Yeah, I mean, all of those stats you have to remember, though, like, they're so inflated. Although, I don't know. Now, because the clock doesn't stop on first downs, I guess it's going to be harder, but yeah, I mean, I think Caleb Williams, 40 passing touchdowns, 10 rushing. I guess it just depends on if he has the rushing touchdowns because he'll get the passing. Texas is doing well without their star quarterback. Yeah, I mean, that was a good game from them, although they nearly choked it. Yeah, daylight savings time. That's good, what do you think that the West Coast schools are going to the Big Ten next year being greedy? No, it's not going to hurt them because that's the way college football is trending, and they're making so much more money. They're going to be worse for sure. They're going to have tougher schedules. Facing Ohio State, Michigan, Penn State, it's pretty tough. I mean, if Alabama wins out, are they number one? Well, no, they already have a loss. They wouldn't be number one. The undefeated teams would be ahead of them. So Michigan, Ohio State, FSU would be the teams ahead of them. When do you think it'll be on tomorrow? They'll announce a 2-game suspension for Harbaugh. What was the worst game in college football today? You know what? That's actually a really good question. The worst game in college football. Maybe this New Mexico State Middle Tennessee game. Wow, look at Liberty. 56-30. 14 points in every quarter. That's awesome. 13-7. That's a brutal game. This FSU Pittsburgh game sucked too. But yeah, I mean, that'd probably be the worst game, that 13-7 game, I'd say. I mean, Iowa Northwestern, but that's kind of like a meme game. Iowa State just scored. Iowa State coming back. I did pick them to win. I hope they win. LSU just broke an Alabama. Yeah, I mean, their offenses are just crazy. Michigan is struggling. Not really, dude. I think Michigan was up like 20-0, honestly. I know it. What is it, 20-6 still? They'll be fine. They have the ball. They're up 20-6. I don't know if they'll cover, though, but they'll win. You hit a 3-team parlay, only $15 to make over 500. Yeah, dude, if I hit that, I would put the 500, all of the 500 into a safe parlay of like 2 teams money line. That's what I would do. Harbaugh, he'll get a 2-game suspension, I'm guessing. There's no way they're going to ruin that Ohio State Michigan game. We need to kick out Arkansas, South Carolina, Missouri, A&M. Yeah, that's not going to happen. They already signed the contract. Harbaugh getting suspended does nothing. Oh, yeah, of course it does nothing, but they're not going to... Oh, Washington just broke off a long run. Washington is already in USC. They're not going to ruin that Ohio State-Michigan game. They're just not. And then they'll do the thing in the offseason where they'll vacate wins or something. I don't know. Michigan with a first down. They're driving a little bit. Washington is driving. We're looking for some 50 burgers here. Who will win the Big Ten West? I mean, I'd like to see Nebraska win it, honestly, because I know they're 3-3 right now. They can possibly win it. Thoughts on Georgia Tech? Impressive. I saw Georgia Tech. They won. Penix with a deep... Man, yeah, that might be... They might have hit Penix Jr. low there. They didn't show it long enough, but they might have hit him low. And there might be pass interference as well. Kansas just scored. God damn it. Filth. 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 Michigan touchdown. Michigan up. Oh, a receiver got a 44, probably an end around, I'm guessing, a 44-yard. That's a receiver, so... Why don't you cover NBA? I don't really like NBA. There's too much scoring in it now. Every game's 150 to 140. I know that's it's whatever. Will Michigan ever get bowl banned? It depends how bad the stuff comes out and if it's public. And if they get bowl banned, it would happen next year. Dark horse playoff team. Well, I mean, I guess Louisville would be the dark horse, but I don't think they're making it. Yeah, what's up, guys? You hope I would like to see the Cowboys in the Super Bowl as well. Yeah, the Cowboys in the Super Bowl is like the equivalent of Texas football making the national title. It's like the big team that hasn't been there, and the Yankees making the World Series. Yeah. Because the Yankees haven't made the World Series since 2009. Yeah, dude, what happened to your running backs? What happened to Corum? Is Corum washed? Is Corum washed as a freaking college player, dude? What happened to Blake Corum? At least Edwards is a good pass catcher. That's interesting, though. I don't know what happened to Michigan's running backs. Yeah, dude, that is a horrible... I have no clue why they would design courts like that. That is terrible. You can't even... Like it would be cool if they put, like, a trophy, but don't change the color. If Michigan wins the national title, do you think they will vacate it? I mean, I think... Well, it just depends how bad the evidence is. Because we're still waiting to see how widespread it is, but I think probably they would vacate it, yeah. But I don't think Michigan fans would really care. Thoughts on your dark horse playoff losing today? Who, Air Force? It's a very sad day. It's a sad day for America. America's team lost. Dolphins? Yeah, I mean, the Dolphins look good. They better not vacate your natty. It just depends, you know. You should do a video about how the Minnesota Vikings almost moved to LA and Alabama. Yeah, maybe I'll look into that. First and goal for Washington. It's gonna be 42 to 35 real soon. First and goal for Washington. SMU, SMU is about to score again. They gotta rank SMU. SMU's underrated, man. Washington's down to the 1. It's just back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, Corum is washed. I don't know how as a college player. That's embarrassing, man. How are you washed as a college player? But he is. Missouri upsets Tennessee. I mean, yeah, dude, Tennessee. Yep, there's the touchdown. Yeah, Tennessee could lose. Alabama into the red zone. Jalen Milroe having a breakout game right now. Thoughts on Dolphins-Chiefs game? I like the Dolphins, man, as slight underdogs. But I do know a lot of the analytics, a lot of the people like the Chiefs, so it'll be interesting. That's an early game, man. I don't know about that. That's 9:30. The best stadium is oh yeah, definitely. Well, Penn State just crushed them, but yeah, they've got an amazing design there for sure. You should do more college football vids. I mean, dude, I don't know. You know, I do a lot of college football vids. Are you gonna do a live No, it's just normally random. I do the live sometimes. It just depends, man. Because I could just be filming videos and stuff and things like that. Chiefs will win 38-35. I mean, it'll be a good game. Mahomes against Tua. USC Washington. Yeah, we knew the over-under was 73.5, and now, I mean, the over-under is probably, we can look at the over-under. Let's look at the over-under. The live total right now. Oh, they're giving us basketball, bro. Come on. You're giving me college basketball. I'm looking at Niagara and freaking Arizona State. We'll go to live. I want to see, look at this, 37-0. The live total right now, 100 to Missouri. I don't know, man. Tennessee, I know people are high on Tennessee now all of a sudden. What? Because, no, they've been good recently, but it's like people really like Tennessee because they beat UConn like 62-3. Let's step back a second. Tennessee still is kind of struggling. They struggle to throw the ball. I got Michigan, Oregon, Natty. That's a unique game right there. What about, there's some interesting matchups. I want to see Ohio State, Texas. That's what I want to see. Jalen Milroe. Yeah, dude, Jalen Milroe. You want to talk about a quarterback that's developing? I mean, let's take a look at Jalen Milroe's stats. Like, this is 200 yards, efficient, because 21 pass attempts, 200 yards, almost 10 yards per attempt. 142 rushing. Dude, all he needs is a passing touchdown. But look at Daniels. Daniels is putting up crazy numbers, too. I think Alabama's going to win that game. Alabama's at home. They're looking good. Yeah, there's the Michigan touchdown. Boy, this thing is so late. That literally happened. I mean, Michigan's about to score again. I think Michigan's going to cover. How do you not get burnt out? Yeah, I am really burnt out, man. That's why it's like, it's probably going to be scaled back just because it's been tough here recently. How do you think Oregon State Colorado game? I think it's going to be high scoring, it's hard to predict Colorado. I think it's going to be close though. Thoughts on doing videos on economic impacts of concert tours? Yeah, I don't think about Taylor Swift. I don't know about that. I don't want that, it's just maybe in relation to stadiums or something, but I don't know. Who do you think will have the worst record in the NFL? I mean, probably Chicago. Actually, maybe the Giants. It looks like the Giants are trying to tank. You're at who's my favorite college team? Air Forces. You're at the LSU Alabama game. I mean, what's with the Wi-Fi? That's good Wi-Fi if you're actually being able to be on here. Milroe, 1 yard, rushing touchdown away from tying the single. Wow, so he needs 5 touchdowns to tie the record for Alabama. Iowa State in the red zone. Iowa State, I think, just scored. Yeah, it's glitched. It's got to be 28-25. That should be a good ending. I wonder if Iowa State has timeouts. Why are fans in Oklahoma State Stadium so close to the field? Really? Boone Pickens? That's a good stadium. A lot of basic white girls at the game at the Alabama game. I mean, it's a smorgasbord there, I'm sure. Can you do a video if people stop the hijacked planes? I mean, there's not. I mean, maybe a video like that where the planes miss. I might try and. The problem is, you have to understand the ads are a little bit tough in videos like that. You have to kind of try and tippy-toe around it. I think cookie cutter stadiums were the best of all time. Yeah, Veterans Stadium was amazing. What happened? Oh, they kicked a field goal? Oh, that's a letdown. I thought they scored a touchdown. Which conference gets left out? This quest. Well, yeah, I would say right now the Big 12 is gone. The Pac-12 might be gone if Washington loses. Well, Oregon can still make it, but the Pac-12 is getting borderline depending on what happens tonight. The SEC obviously is going to have someone in. The Big Ten is going to have someone in. The ACC, it comes down to FSU or bust. If FSU loses a game, they're probably out. Even if they lose and then win their conference championship, they're probably out. I mean, you still have Louisville there. I don't see it with Louisville. Louisville's going to lose to Miami, I think. Like, I've looked at all the schedules. Louisville goes on the road at Miami, and it's going to be a pick'em, or they're going to be underdogs anyways. Huge Rutgers fan. Turtle. I mean, Rutgers, man, they looked pretty good, honestly. Rutgers could have, I'm not going to say they could have won that game. Rutgers, you cannot drive the length of the field and then throw a pick six. As a team, as that's an underdog, you're screwed. Like like that is the most demoralizing thing, where you have like a 10 play 54-yard drive, third down conversions. Not only do you get 0 points, you throw a pick six. That's a death nail against a team that's more talented than you. When you guys threw the pick six, it was over. You just cannot do that. And it was like a 96-yard return by Jordan Hancock. Heisman Trophy favorites. I did do a few of those videos like a year ago. Those videos normally don't do very well. I mean, the Heisman is wide open. I like your 9/11 videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. Do a video on what happened to the subway station below. Yeah, like the mall. That's definitely something I'll have to look into doing, because I really haven't talked about the mall at all yet. There's just so many aspects to it, you know? Well, West Virginia, they're looking to get ranked, man. They're looking to go to 6-3. All right, let's see USC make a... Well, USC is going to have to respond here. Michigan looking to try and cover the spread. They need 2 more touchdowns. You think Colorado makes a bowl? How funny would that be if they... Well, I think if they get to 5 wins, they might let them in. But then that's going to be a whole charade where people get angry about that. But they're going to want Colorado in the bowl for rankings, or for ratings, excuse me. So they might get in with 5 wins if they just say, oh, you know, they because, you know, some teams get in with 5 wins. Blake Corum, man, this dude is there's a flag down. Massive gain. Is that Dorian Singer? I don't know if that's who that is, but what is your favorite Lego set? I would say like one of the Star Destroyers, man. Those things are amazing. Michigan will beat Penn State. I don't know, man. I saw Penn State. They looked good today. I think you're losing to Penn State. You guys are... You're not beating Penn State, man. Penn State is going to dog walk you guys. I'm just kidding. Does Georgia make the playoffs? I mean, yeah. If they win out, they're going to make the playoffs. Do you think Toledo should be ranked? I mean, why not just throw them in there for a courtesy? Throw them in there for a courtesy. That would be fine. It is sad to see what happened to Blake Corum. He's completely washed, and now he gets goal line touchdowns. It's unfortunate. Look at this game. This might be the worst game. The worst game. Actually, look at both of these games. 3-0 UTEP. Western Kentucky, 0 points. Have you seen Jason Whitlock's Deion Sanders rants? I have not. Does Michigan not having a coach affect the Penn State game? Yeah, it'll move the line about a point. It'll move the line about a point. But that's it. I mean, so it will affect it, but does Georgia win out? I mean, I would say at this point, it's hard to bet against Georgia winning out unless you want to be bold. It's hard to bet just because of what Georgia's done. I mean, they do have a few tough games. They get Ole Miss at home, the Tennessee game, but those teams both. It's just like with Georgia, it's weird. But it's weird with Georgia every year. Like, they never have a superstar, and I guess Bowers was their superstar and he's out, but it's just hard to pick against them, you know, man. Caleb Williams already into... Yeah, this is going to be 42-42 here soon. You are good at your videos. You inspire me. Well, that's great, man. Remaining opponents for UGA. I know. The Georgia has a tough schedule. I mean, dude, Georgia Tech is that Georgia Tech game at home? The Georgia Tech game is sneaky hard if it's on the road. Georgia Tech's been better. I know it's the rivalry that no one cares about because it's been, Georgia Tech's been terrible, but Georgia Tech is getting better. Caleb Williams, don't take the sack here. I would like to see USC win this game just because I picked them. Just throw it away. It's all right. 3rd and 7. Does Georgia Tech get ranked? I don't think so. I mean, doesn't Georgia Tech have a lot of losses? But I still like them. Does Oklahoma make a New Year's 6? It's going to be tough. They still have tough games left. If they win out, they can make a New Year's 6. It just depends on other teams at that point, though, because now they have 2 losses. What is your favorite college football player of all time? Probably Braxton Miller. Beaver Stadium is truly, Beaver State, but it's a noon game, so it's, Beaver Stadium's great and all, but a noon game, that's not. You want a 3:30 at least. Yeah, Michigan. Well, that's Fox. That's Fox for you making that game at noon. What happened to North Carolina? I saw they crushed Campbell today, but yeah, I mean, I knew North Carolina would come down to earth. Air Force let us down. Yeah, what are you going to do? Air Force they're probably out of it. And I mean, maybe if they win out, they can still make a New Year's 6 bowl. But I'm actually looking at SMU possibly to make a New Year's 6 bowl now. What bowl does Air Force make? Probably the Armed Forces. I'm kidding. I don't know. If Ohio State and Michigan play next week, who wins and by how much? Well, it depends. So you're saying the hypothetical Ohio State on the road at Michigan? Listen, this Ohio State team with Kyle McCord, they've probably got like a 20% chance to beat Michigan. Kyle McCord is just not good enough. But it's college football. And Ohio State has the talent, so who really knows, I mean, Cade McNamara beat Ohio State. Can Kyle McCord beat Michigan? Probably not, but you never know. What are your thoughts on Air Force losing to Army? It's like I'm getting grilled with Air Force here. You're piling on about Air Force. Air Force, they had a tough loss today. It happens to the best of us. They're a one-loss team. They can still make a New Year's 6 bowl. College Game Day has decided to go to Ole Miss at UGA. Probably because of the Harbaugh situation, I would imagine. That would be the reason they wouldn't go to the Michigan game. Yeah, 42-42. Here we go. We've got possibly a 56-56 game going to overtime. If both of them score 14 more points, 56-56. I would take the over 103 right now. Yeah, I mean, Georgia's got a tough schedule, man, because on the road to wow. Yeah, Georgia is starting to get it's a tough schedule for them. I'll give them credit. Their back half of the schedule is certainly tougher. Do you prefer Game Day or Big Noon? I don't like Big Noon at all. I don't like their commercials. I don't like the fact that they ruined the Big Ten putting all their games on at noon. I don't like, but I know everyone's like, ooh, they hate Game Day now. I don't really mind Game Day, but I do find it annoying that Game Day always goes past noon. It's like 12:10 and they're like still talking. It's like, just get on with the noon games. Air Force to the Idaho. No, they're going to go to a better bowl game than I bring. DG, I binge watch your videos Sunday night. Oh man, that's great. You just watch them all in a playlist just on Sunday night. If LSU wins out, do they make a New Year's 6 bowl? Oh, they make the playoff if LSU wins out as a 2-loss team. I don't see it happening, but yeah, they would make the playoff because of their resume, and they would beat Georgia. Alabama scored again. Well, I mean, I don't even think we're going to have to worry about that then. I think we can knock LSU off here real soon. Wait, where is that game? What am I missing? Oh. So it's 42? It's 42-28. We knew Alabama would win. We knew that. I think Alabama is hitting their stride right now, and they've got a great resume. And they've got a quarterback who's a dual threat. And how about that? How about the comparison between Ohio State and Alabama? And Kyle McCord, quite honestly, looks worse now than he did at the start of the season, and Milroe just keeps improving. I mean, what is that? USC football is like watching modern day NBA. Yeah, no, pretty much every week USC it's like 50-50. It is crazy. But I mean, this matchup is just tailor made because Washington really has a bad defense as well. Oklahoma State is 7-2. Good turnaround for the Cowboys. Really impressive by Oklahoma State. I would say top 16, top 15 type team right now for sure. After that win, Ollie Gordon looks, I mean, it's not like they've got crazy talent, but you know they're a fun team to root for. What do you think about the Big Ten on Peacock? Oh, it's a disaster. I mean, it like render lags because it's streaming only. You can't stream live sports, and they know that, but they're just doing it to try and get subscriptions, and they're paying the amount of money. It's like we all know this is making it worse. Oh, it wasn't Milroe. I think it was a running back that scored for Alabama. Yeah, McClellan, the former 5-star. I think Jace McClellan was committed to Oklahoma at one point. Alabama, Oregon, Natty. They might both be playing, well, I don't know if Oregon's playing the best right now, but, I mean, you could say Michigan's playing the best as well for sure. Especially if they end up covering in this game, like 41-6. I mean, they're just a covers machine. What would you do if the Twin Towers, son? Just like the Titanic? Just when the Titanic rises out of the ocean? It would be a miracle. It would be an amazing sight to see. Do you have any interest in reviewing stadiums? Yeah, I mean, I saw a crazy European stadium. I forgot which team, but they remodeled it, and it looks like an NFL super stadium. It's like almost a fully domed stadium. It's a crazy design. It looks like a high-tech refrigerator. It is pretty impressive. Like, I didn't know they made stadiums like that in Europe. But, I mean, when it comes to stadiums in Europe, what I do know is, like, of the top 10 most expensive stadiums, I think they're all in the United States. Jalen Milroe has developed. Yeah, man, I mean, Jalen Milroe, when you're patient, we'll see what Alabama does. But, I mean, imagine Alabama gets Jalen Milroe back next year as well. And we'll see. Again, Alabama's going to have to make the playoff. They have a high standard. The way Alabama's playing right now, who do you think wins in a rematch? Probably Alabama, but it depends on Ewers' health. What are your thoughts on Arch Manning? I think he's a bit overrated for college. I think he's similar to Ewers. Like he's like a number 1 overall player. He's a pro style, But in terms of college, I mean, he'll be good. He's like Ewers. Ewers is fine, but it's not like he's a superstar in college. Do you watch college football on cable? I watch cable. Washington, USC, Alabama, LSU games. Yeah, I know. That's why I started streaming, because of these games are just so ridiculous. I wish they would just get... Well, actually, I could just make it ranked games only, and that would kind of trim some of this off. Daniels is out with an injury. We all know you hate Utah. Dude, Utah is they're my number 1 enemy. Does Alabama leapfrog Texas? Yeah, that's going to be a tough debate. That's going to be a very tough debate. It is what it is. I mean, because that's the thing. Early in the season versus now, it's completely different. Jalen Milroe's a completely different quarterback. But do you still... Because Texas went into Bama. For a lot of people, they would never leapfrog. If they both have 1 loss, they would never do it. Michigan is cheaters. Well, certainly as long as that's Stallions, at the Central Michigan game, certainly they're cheaters. It's on camera. They're cheating. Yeah. Do you know the stadium in Germany that is hosting in Frankfurt? I honestly don't know. It's probably one of those stadiums with the roof, with the overhang. I miss Toys R Us. Yeah, dude, I mean, Toys R Us is interesting, man. I like the exterior design of the Toys R Us. I'm an Ohio State fan, but I don't trust Kyle McCord. Well, you really shouldn't trust Kyle McCord. Kyle McCord has been really just not improving, and it's pretty remarkable. He's actually gotten worse. Who do you think starts for Ohio State next year? McCord, Brown, or Keenholz? I can't even predict that. honestly. If I had to predict, I think McCord probably transfers to like Bowling Green, and maybe Ohio State attacks the transfer portal. A guy I would look at would be Preston Stone from SMU for Ohio State. I'm just throwing a name out there. I don't know. But I know Brown, and Brown was actually the number one overall player on threes rankings. He's not been good so far, but he just hasn't gotten a lot of playing time. So he'd probably be in another quarterback battle next year. But I mean, if McCord somehow pulls it out of his ass and beats Michigan, he'll be the quarterback next year. It's just, if he loses, he's gone. And like, if he plays how we think he's going to play, which is not very good because he can't handle pressure. Who do you think will be the number one? It'll be Caleb Williams. They'll definitely. So the number one pick, you'll get a wave and you'll get a time frame where people think it'll be May, and then it'll go back to Williams. Williams is just the athleticism. It's the full package. People will start like this narrative that it's going to be May, and it'll go back to Williams. Bama hurt Daniels on purpose. I mean, that seems like a erroneous accusation. I'd have to see that. Do you think Fresno State could make... Honestly, Fresno State, if they went out, because they have one loss right now, they could certainly make a New Year's Six Bowl, man. And they're looking great against actually a really good Boise State team. Boise State's good. I know they're 4-4, but they had a rough non-conference. J.J. McCarthy for Heisman, he's got to beat someone, man. He's got no good wins right now. But certainly, I mean, J.J. McCarthy, if he plays well against Ohio State and Penn State, he has a chance. He also has the cheating crap going on, but if he plays well, against the top teams, how high would Penn State move up after a Michigan win? I mean, maybe like number 4, man, honestly. They would jolt up for sure. I mean, Penn State, that win in week 1 against West Virginia is looking really good. LSU with a deep pass. I think LSU is done. Underthrown ball, and there's the injury right there to Daniels. All right, I'll see the replay on this and see how bad it is. It's a roughing the passer. I mean, he drove him into the ground. Yeah, it's, I don't think he hurt him on purpose, but he drove him into the ground. Did you see the Michigan spy on the sidelines of the Georgia? No, I'll have to find that clip. That's funny if that's actually... I mean, it doesn't surprise me. Oh, today you mean? You're trolling. They're already in the red zone. Oh my god, dude. This game is... Oh, it is the fourth quarter. All right. I still think it's going to be 56-56 going to overtime. I always fear when McCord throws. I mean, for good reason. For good reason. Oh, this stadium. Yeah, but this is not where the game is tomorrow. The game tomorrow is in Frankfurt. 12K. Dude, I want to see a design like that. I love that design under the stadium where you put the parking. But I'm guessing it's really expensive to do that. I believe Macy's... Yeah, you're right. Macy's does have a Toys R Us section. I said that towards the end of my video. My QB back is better than McCord. Certainly. Brown's hurt. I thought he was active today. I don't know. Devin Brown, but I know he's been hurt. Listen to Dabo and invest. Yeah, what is Dabo talking about? Where's the cryptocurrency for Clemson University to buy? But I don't know what are they, they're going to be in a bad bowl. They're going to have they'll get Klubnik back next year. Maybe they'll get Will Shipley back, but they're what's going to happen with Clemson, man. So Clemson is going to start utilizing the portal, and there'll be all this hype. Oh my God, Dabo Swinney has awoken. He's using the portal. That's going to be the media spin on it. I can pretty much guarantee it. Caleb Williams would be the perfect replacement for Mac Jones in New England. I mean, New England still needs receivers, though. Do you know what's wrong with Vanderbilt? They play in the SEC. They've got high academics. They can't recruit because of those academics. And they play if you play in the SEC and you're that low, it's so hard to rebuild because there's so many, teams that are more talented than you. So it becomes, even when you're like, you can't even be a Wisconsin type team in the SEC. Who would win in a fight, Dabo or Day? I mean, I think probably Dabo. I think Ryan is kind of a bitch, honestly. But you know what? We'll see. Maybe Day will fight Harbaugh or something when they do the handshake at the end of the game. I would like to see something like that. I'd like to see a little scuffle. That would be really good for college football. Let's get a fight going on at the end of the game. Why didn't Air Force use any airstrikes? They needed to use their aerial attack. They didn't use it. How much money do you make per video? Well, I mean, my videos are a lot different. My vid some of my videos get like 4,000 views. Some of them get 20,000, 40,000. So there's really no average. It doesn't even tell you your average per video. Who pays in the Big Ten championship? Well, that's actually a really hard thing to call right now. Certainly, you would have to say Michigan would be the favorite from the East, as long as they're not banned. And then from the West, maybe a team like Nebraska, I know Nebraska lost today, but I mean, imagine if SMU loses, that would not be good. Oh, this is a huge down right now, actually. 3rd and 9 for Washington. Why doesn't Arch Manning play? Because he's a true freshman. If he was a redshirt, Toys R Us in Times Square. Yeah, Toys R Us had some nice locations. What team do you follow? I don't really follow a team, honestly. I kind of have to follow every team, The Denver Nuggets back-to-back champs in the NBA. That would be pretty crazy. I doubt it. The NBA right now, there's a lot of parity. I don't think Denver's going to win back-to-back. But, I mean, that's not a hot take. I'm curious, who is your team? I don't really have a team for college football. Do you have a job? Yeah, I'm doing it. DG, I'm more of an NFL fan, but what's even the point of conference in college football when the playoffs are decided by rankings? Well, the conferences decide the rankings, It's just like NBA conferences deciding seeding. Well, it's not the same thing, but it's the conferences are very important. But they're becoming less important now. If Georgia and Alabama played in the national championship, who would win? Dude, don't do that to me. We don't need to see that again. Well, I mean, I guess last year it was freaking TCU. We're already going to be getting Georgia versus Alabama in the SEC championship. We don't need a part 2 or like a part 20. We don't need a part 20 of Georgia, Alabama. This is a big 3rd and 9. Yeah, San Jose is an obscure team. That's a good call. They might relocate. Oh, that's a huge sack. USC forces a long field goal attempt, and USC is in control now. I don't think Georgia's three-peating. You got to understand how hard it is to three-peat. Eventually, in college football, there will be no conferences. I mean, these contracts are pretty long, dude. They go through like 2033, 2036. It's going to be a little while. Do you follow European football? No, I don't. Soccer, you mean? Yeah, I don't follow it. But I know they got some big stadiums, man. I know they got a renovation going on to Camp Nou Stadium, Barcelona, I think. Every team should be independent and schedule big rivals. Well, then you're talking about even a bigger expansion to the playoff to like 16 teams if you're going to do that. What do you think about the Raiders firing Josh McDaniels? I mean, it's obvious he's not a head coach, He's not a head coach, so he's tried 2 times now. It's not working. Are you going to make an AP poll vid or just a college football ranking video? I'm not doing AP poll, man. The AP poll is just a complete shit show. Those people don't know a lot of those people are just completely unqualified to even be, they just can't even, a lot of those people probably don't even know half the freaking teams they're ranking. There's just no point, and it's useless now. So who is beating Georgia? I mean, some team like a team in the playoff, like Oregon could beat Georgia, Michigan could beat Georgia. There's a lot of teams that can beat Georgia, in my opinion. I mean, Georgia's still good, but we'll see if they get Brock Bowers back. I mean, it is funny, dude. You just know, like, this is how funny the difference is. You just know if Brock Bowers played for Ohio State, he would do the thing where it's like, I'm done for the year. I'm getting ready for the draft. I don't want to risk it. But because Georgia has just a different football culture, he'll probably come back. What would you do if they rebuilt? Oh, that would be a content gold mine on construction videos for that. That would be awesome if they rebuilt it. They'd have to do a design with renderings and stuff. But there's no reason. They waited too long to rebuild them. They waited too long to rebuild them. I don't know. I mean, I think you guys need a new coach in A&M. Yeah, I think you guys you'll get out of, well, you won't, I don't know if you'll get out of the Jimbo Fisher contract. Maybe you'll try and do something like MSU did with Mel Tucker, where they kind of weaseled their way out of a horrible contract. But I think they'll just end up paying. The boosters will pay for Jimbo to leave. They can't continue that. I mean, they still have a really good roster, you know, but who will win the Big Ten? I think Nebraska wins it, honestly, man. What do you think about my Falcons? All right, man, if you're going to spam, if you're going to spam, you're going to have to go into timeout. You're going to have to go into timeout. You can't be spamming like that, brother. Where is Kirk Cousins playing next season? I mean, I'd like to see Kirk Cousins go somewhere else, honestly. Maybe a team like, I was going to say New Orleans, but I think Carr signed a 3-year contract. Maybe a team like San Francisco. I think they're going to be done with Purdy if he loses in the playoffs again. I mean, he's a 7th round pick anyways. Oregon don't have a defense for Georgia. I mean, dude, Georgia is just, they're fine, you know, like, I don't know this. In fact, people are just obsessed with Georgia. It's like, they're a solid team. They might win, they might lose against good teams. I mean, you know, it's like, I mean, they didn't almost lose to Missouri, but it was a game. It's not like Georgia's destroying teams by 500 points. Oregon is a top 15 defense. I don't think Oregon's defense is all that great, but I understand what you're saying. This is a big drive for USC, and they break off a big run. Yeah, Michigan, I think they covered. Yeah, they covered. Let's talk about the abomination that is the Big Ten West. Yeah, the Big Ten West, I mean, I want to see Nebraska in the Big Ten Championship. I want to see Nebraska. Jim Harbaugh to the Raiders. I mean that's a far out there theory. Do you stand by your prediction that Tom Brady will come back? I mean, maybe to San Francisco, because San Francisco is an ideal landing spot. Do you believe Ground Zero will be at Target? I don't see why. I mean, Ground Zero is just a memorial now. Do you think Michigan or Ohio State will make it further in the playoff? I mean, right now, I would say, no, dude, I'm not talking about you spamming. The person that I had to put in timeout, that's who I was talking about, was spamming. Do you think Michigan or Ohio State would make it further? They'll probably, I don't know, probably Michigan right now, I would say. Ohio State has a top 4 defense. Yeah, but some of that is the Big Ten having terrible offenses too. It's very hard to tell exactly how good their defense is right now. It's so sad James Madison can't play in a bowl game. Yeah, it is. Who wins the national title right now? I'd probably say Oregon wins it right now. What would you do if Air Force won a natty? I mean, it's impossible, man. It's impossible. Who more likely gets wins vacated between Michigan and Ohio State? I don't know what Ohio State will get their wins vacated for. They're not under any investigation. Bill Belichick, Vegas head coach. Man, I don't know. Will Belichick leave the Patriots? Maybe in a trade? Do you think some parts of the mall and some service tunnels are still intact? They cleaned that all out. Yeah, I know. 122 points. Cumberland. USC right now trying to go on top. Wow, this game kind of turned out bad. Alabama's going to win fairly easily, it looks like. Look at this, Miami. If Miami loses this game, it's horrible for the ACC. Miami needs to win this game for the ACC badly. Third and 7 for USC. A screen. Oh, what a call. What a call. A first down on it. Well, maybe blocking. I still think that's going to be probably a first down depending on where the block was or the hold was. Looks like holding on a receiver, but that was a good play call. UTEP 3-0 winning. That's a great game. Do you believe they will attack One World? I mean, I don't think they're going to attack it. I mean, personally, I don't think they're going to attack it. It's a different type of building. You know, it's glass, so it would be a different impact. The Big 12 needs to pick up Air Force and Boise. I love Boise State, man. They're just such a fun tradition to, you know, teams would hate playing at Boise State. I'd love to see Boise State, like, be a powerhouse, you know, but it's never going to happen. Who will FSU play? I mean, probably Illinois. Or, excuse me, probably Louisville. I don't know why I said Illinois. Rutgers was on pace to beat Ohio State. I mean, I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you because they did outgain Ohio State, but you can't throw a pick six like that. That's catastrophic for sure. Kirk Cousins to the Raiders. I mean, they do have, you know, Devontae Adams. They drafted a tight end. I think that, like, Michael Mayer. So they've got some weapons. Josh Jacobs, although I don't know if he'll be there next year. Oh, Caleb Williams. What are you doing? Caleb Williams. I don't know how it was 3rd and 13. How was it 3rd and 13? I thought they threw a flag downfield for holding on a receiver. What are your thoughts on, the Gamecock rivalry? That's a great rivalry now. We got to see a home and home with South Carolina and Jacksonville State. Still need that Utah apology. Dude, Utah is just the death of me. You know, it's they've taken everything from me. And you want an apology? They've already ruined me. Brady doesn't own the Raiders. Yeah, he was trying to get like a sweetheart deal, and they ended up saying it's not happening. Coastal Carolina winning the Sun Belt. I mean, they still have Grayson McCall. I guess we'll see. Adams is being held. I mean, he chose to go there, dude. I mean, it is what it is, you know. He wanted to go there. I know he wanted to play with. Josh Jacobs is a bust. I have him in fantasy. I wouldn't call him a bust. He's been disappointing, but he's not a bust. He at least produces, 10 to 15 points. Is Marcus Freeman on the hot seat? I don't think so. No. He's too young of a coach. Yeah, the Giants. I think the Giants get Drake May. Probably 2nd or 3rd overall. Troy is winning the Sun Belt. Oh, we got a nice heated Sun Belt debate going on. Oh man, if Purdue scores here, people are going to be pissed off because Michigan wouldn't cover. At least that, yeah, I don't think they would. No, they wouldn't. If they score a touchdown, people are going to lose their minds. Jacoby Myers and Adam, that would never happen, man. 2 receivers for 1. Come on. When are the division championships? Like in December. Oregon and Bama are the 2 best teams in the country. I mean, they're certainly playing very well right now. You don't want to peak too early, though. Nothing will replace the old World Trade Center complex. Yeah, I agree. I mean, they're trying to replace the South Tower. It's not going well. What was the best movie you've seen in theaters? The Dark Knight, I'd say. What do you think is the biggest bust of the 2023 draft? I don't have a draft in... Oh, Quentin Johnson always... I knew he was terrible. Probably him. What do you think New England will be doing for the rest of the season? They're a weird team, man. It's like they don't know what to do post Tom Brady, you know? But they still like Mac Jones, apparently. They need to draft a receiver. Maybe they'll get Malik Neighbors in the first round. They're not going to have a top 5 pick, so they're not getting Marvin Harrison. But I think they probably get... They're going to end the season. They're like 6-11, something like that. If you're the best QB in the country, would you rather win 3 natties at Alabama or 1 at Toledo? You got to go with the 3, man. I think Illinois is winning the SEC championship. Yeah, that's great, man. What do you think about Detroit getting to the playoffs? Yeah, I mean, the Lions, they're going to make the playoffs for sure. They've got a great record right now. People wrote off Saban 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I mean, I never wrote off Saban. I like this Alabama team, and I'm not even just saying that. It's documented. It's in videos. Coastal Carolina won a thriller against Old Dominion. Really, I didn't even see that. That's crazy. When will you do more political videos? I don't know about that, man. That's... Dude, that stuff gets censored to hell in the algorithm. It's not even worth the battle, you know? It's not even worth trying to... Especially now with the Israel, Hamas. You know, what a mess. We know that you like the Browns. Do you have a favorite European soccer club? I don't even watch that, man. Oh, there's a huge run from Washington. I think Washington's probably going to win this game. And I think Washington's going to win this game. This is going to help the Pac-12, though. I believe if Georgia beats Ole Miss, you win the SEC East next week. Yeah, I mean, you guys won it when you won today. When you beat Missouri, you won the East. Who do you think Bo Nix goes to? I don't know. He'll probably go late in the first round. He's really old, and that's going to hurt you. I think he's already 23 at this point, so he's pretty old for a quarterback. Anyone ever tell me I look like Carson Beck? I've never gotten that. No. Carson Beck is looks like a freaking meth head. North Carolina, he looks like the Nutcracker. North Carolina State is building a real program. Really? Well, okay, 4th and 3 for Purdue. Are they going to cover this spread? We'll take a look. See if they can put it into the end zone. They throw a little lollipop. Oh my God, they actually did it. That is a brutal loss of a spread. Purdue with a touchdown with 18 seconds left on 4th down from the 20. And Jesse Minter is losing his mind. He doesn't have the play call. What are your opinions on the Cincinnati Bengals? I mean, they're turning it on. I think they're going to lose tomorrow. It's going to be a good game, though. It'll be a good game tomorrow. Thoughts on the Broncos? They're in a brutal spot, man. With Russell Wilson It's a tough spot. You got to feel for them. But I like the Broncos. I like Mile High, the whole vibe. Your channel has gotten me through one of the most difficult weekends of my life. Well, that's good to hear, man. Hopefully it gets better for you. Air Force and Notre Dame F up your parlay. Oh, man. That's tough. Who wins 2019 LSU, 2020 Bama? Well, I mean, everyone would say 2019 LSU because people are just upset. I mean, that team was pretty ridiculous. I'd have to look at Alabama's defense, though. I mean, Alabama was crazy with Devontae Smith in 2020. But, dude, also that was COVID bullshit and stuff. It's hard to really compare. Do you think Alabama... I think Alabama will probably lose again, so no, I don't think they'll make the playoffs. But they're playing well right now. Do you believe the rumors about Biden playing a hand in the Michigan... yeah, that's... I mean, Michigan's more Democrat than Ohio, so maybe Biden was helping them a little bit. Right? What was the spread in the Michigan-Purdue? It was like 32.5, so that touchdown ruined it. Because the final score was like 41-13. You look like Ed Sheeran. That dude, he's very famous. NC State is a quarterback away from being a playoff contender. Yeah, I'm not seeing this NC State love, this love affair you've got for NC State. James Madison doesn't belong anywhere near the playoffs. Stop. Marshawn Lloyd. What a random question that is. Marshawn Lloyd. Maybe the fourth round. I don't know. Yeah, guys, I don't think we're doing very good with this looks test here. I mean, I've been told, now I'm getting told I look like Shaun White. I mean, we're not really being, consistent here. People are going to say I look like some female now. Watch. Let's get DG to 100K. Yeah, that's not going to happen for a while. The Vikings game will be interesting. Oh, the Vikings, yeah, with their third string, I guess their second string quarterback. If Oregon and Ohio State played now, who's winning? I want to see that matchup, dude. I want to see a matchup like that badly. That would be great. But I would say Oregon wins right now. McCord has to get better. What's your favorite non-team sport? What do you mean, like golf? Isn't that the only major non-team sport? Or bowling? Do you think COVID played a role in the yeah, probably. Because if it delayed stuff, it probably did play a bit of a role. Yeah, Michigan didn't cover. I look like Shaq. Oh, we finally got a realistic one. Yes. I thank you for the comparison. We'll have to... Remember when they matched up Connor Stallion's face? I don't even know what's going on with this. Yeah, Alabama's going to win. Alabama's going to win. Is Daniels even playing, though? That's the question. Maybe that win gets tainted a little bit. Oh, tennis. Yeah, I like Novak Djokovic. Thoughts on Dan Lanning? Dojo Cat? I never seen that. What the hell happened? Updated thoughts on Jalen Milroe? I've never been against Jalen Milroe. I mean, obviously he's definitely looking really good as a dual threat beast right now. Dude, Miami lost? Well, that's horrible for the ACC if Miami lost. Yeah, that's terrible for the ACC. Iowa State, no cover. Did they lose? They had to have lost then. Wow, Tulane. Oh, they only did win by 3. Wait, where's Iowa? Game is probably glitched. SMU needs to win this game badly. Daniels got concussed. Yeah, well, listen, that's a little bit of an asterisk if you ask me. Not too much, but if Daniels wasn't there basically the whole fourth quarter, What college football team would you never trust in a big game? I mean, I guess Penn State would be the call there. Penn State, they never seem to win a big game, but maybe that'll change. Washington's gonna win this game. Yep. MJ Morris Heisman. Yeah, with what, 17 points? Come on. What do you think of the Michigan situation? I think it's obvious they cheated. I mean, and it's gonna have an effect. So we need to see more evidence and stuff for sure. I know the Big Ten teams sent stuff like security footage and stuff. So there's gonna be more evidence that comes out and stuff. How many? I mean, you can't. I don't know how many points it would be worth. It's impossible to say, which I guess is a good thing for Michigan, right? Because you can't really prove that they won. They won because of it. You can't really prove that. It's just like we think that. How the hell did Air Force lose to Army? I mean, they didn't just lose; they got destroyed. Starting to think Michigan is gonna. Yeah, it's because of the quarterback play for Ohio State. You're not wrong for thinking that. It's because of the quarterback play, but it's college football. That VT over Louisville pick looking really goofy. Yeah, I mean, that was a bad one. I'm just sick and tired of hearing about Louisville. Excluding COVID year 20. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Excluding the COVID year 2020. What is the last top Power 5 non-Big Ten team Ohio State and Michigan have beaten, and what big year? What year? What is the last non-Power 5 excluding COVID? Ohio State beat Oklahoma on the road. The Oklahoma team that was loaded with Baker Mayfield. I want to say that was 2016 for Ohio State. I mean, this is just me trying to remember, because Ohio State they won in 2020, but if you're going to exclude that, it would be 2016. Michigan beat Notre Dame in a rainstorm by like 40 points in 2018. That was probably maybe. I mean, listen, I don't know these off the top of my head. I'm just saying. I would guess those would be the last ones. Do you think if the COVID pandemic happened in the 2000s, it could have stopped the 9/11 attacks? Well, I mean, that's a strange hypothetical. You're saying it happened in the 2000s. It would have to happen in 2000, or in 2001. Nightmare scenario for college football playoff is undefeated. Yeah, I know. We always do it never ends up happening, though. It never ends up happening. We can do these scenarios. If trust me, this must be, if this is not your first year in college football following this, we do this every single year, and it never happens. But you know what? Maybe this is the year it happens. Colorado team is trash. Well, they have no defense. Is this basketball, or am I really just dumb? Watched a video about the Twin Towers hit. Oh, no, this is football. This is American football. But I can understand why you think it's basketball with a score like this, 52-42. High scoring game. What type of food do you eat on Thanksgiving? I mean, I don't know. I would just say the standard NPC white people food, honestly. I don't know. I mean, maybe a pie or something that's different, but the normal stuff, I would say. Yeah, I know. Washington is going to win this game. It goes back to that Caleb Williams fumble. Yeah, I mean, SMU really needs to win this game. If they win that game, they're going to be ranked. Miami, that's terrible for the ACC because they were going to be ranked. They would have been 7-2. Washington State has really kind of struggled recently. They're up 7-0. Dude, I mean, this is just a weird thing to spam. Is Colorado football overrated? Dude, that's just, I mean, what, I don't know. I guess they are overrated. Alabama wins and they cover. Was the last Natty 2022 or 2023? It was 2022. I know it happened in 2023. You think Notre Dame might be the destroyer of worlds? I mean, Notre Dame, they've had a tough few seasons. They always seem to lose 3 or 4 games, But I'm expecting them to finish 9-3. What is a better sports book than FanDuel? I wouldn't know what to tell you. I guess it depends what state you're in. I don't know. You think Louisville can beat Kentucky? I certainly hope so. I mean, they're going to be favorites in that game. Thoughts on Ohio State? Dude, we gotta freaking... We gotta do something to these people. We're gonna have to hide. I don't know how many people... It's like, I think that dude has a different account or something. So we had to hide him from the channel. Do you like the NHL? Not really, man. Who is your favorite sports YouTuber? I would say, I don't know. I've been watching a lot of other things on YouTube recently, at least other creators that really are not sports creators. I mean, what have I been watching recently on YouTube? Some crypto stuff. Other stuff I can't really talk about. Just 15 years ago, Washington... Dude, I don't even know... I've been banned from the Ohio State fan base. I don't even... I was never a part. We're gonna have... We might have to ban his IP address. Michigan really struggled against Purdue, coming away with a 41. No, they won 41 to. They didn't cover. They didn't cover. They won 41 to 13, I think. NHL pays. No, it does. Oh, you know what? Maybe it. I mean, NFL is brutal, man. It's because of the 53-man rosters. What do you think mega conferences should be split into 4 divisions? That could help with travel. Yeah, they're probably going to get split into other... Dude, this dude, I'm going to have to frickin'... I don't even know why he keeps spamming this. I mean, I'm going to have to ban his IP or something. Look at this. I can't even see these messages. I don't know how many accounts he has. Well, I saw that one. Why are people... Because he's a fucking 10-year-old kid who's like a... Probably gets bullied in school. What is the best Christmas gift you got? It was probably a Lego City hospital that I got. Because it was discontinued and I got it. It was a rare set. I think Michigan fans are spamming... Dude, I mean, this dude keeps creating accounts and just, he's nuking the entire thing. I'm going to have to, oh my God, dude. I'm going to have to get off of here. I'm going to have to try and talk to somebody who's in tech, and we're going to have to do something about him. We're going to have to do something about his IP address. DG seems like Counter Stallions spy. Yeah, right. It is Counter Stallions. Michigan fans are spamming. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, no, because it's a 7-second delay. Yeah, well, we're going to have to look up his IP. Without sign stealing, Michigan only beat Purdue by 35. No, did they win by 35? No, they didn't win by 35. They didn't even cover. They did not cover the spread. You should do a video ranking NFL logos. I think I did do a video like that. Oh my god, dude. How many accounts does this dude have? He's got at least 100. I don't know what it means. I don't know. I've been banned from the Ohio State fan base. I don't know. The problem is I have like 25 Gmail accounts, so this dude probably has like 50. Yeah, Washington won. Michigan should drop. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think Miami wins that game, actually. You should get a moderator to. No, dude, it's not. It's different accounts. You have to understand. He's going to different accounts and doing it. Because there's no way it's like 100 different people coordinating against it. It's one person going to a bunch of different accounts. Because it keeps it like there's a minute delay where he goes to a different account. It seems like the dude, he's probably fucking some. I'm not gonna say that, but it's probably a bunch of 9-year-olds having a sleepover. To make it fair, Michigan should give OS. Yeah, right. I mean, listen, the first game, they don't use the signs, they don't cover. How does this USC defensive coordinator still have a job? That's a question everyone is asking. Oh my god, dude. You know what? We're going to have to ask. There's probably something you can do about this, you know, because this has to happen with creators. We have Twin Towers in Sweden. Yeah, no, you know what? I'm doing a video on a different group of Twin Towers. Sounds like a... Well, dude, I mean, listen, it's a 13-year-old. I mean, I used to do the same type of stuff. Will Michigan be banned from bowl? Yeah, there'll be something that happens to Michigan in the offseason. No, Lincoln Riley's not in the hot seat, man. He's not no way. He could go to the NFL. He might go to the NFL. It's not an army, dude. It's one kid. Because see, you understand, there's a delay, so he's logging onto his different accounts. It's one kid. Didn't realize Purdue scored a garbage. Yeah, they did. That's actually a very important touchdown for betting. Bro is spamming. Dude, I've banned him like 30 times. The problem with stocks versus crypto, I'm crypto. This was a good week of football. Certainly it was a good week of football. And I'd like to see SMU win. Will James Madison be ranked? No, they can't be ranked. You can mute certain... I'd have to have my mod do that. Hey, if my mod can somehow mute those type of words, but he just say something else, it's like it's a losing battle no matter what. And the thing is, if you start muting words, then other people can't comment the words, I think. We would have to ban his IP address from being able to come onto the channel. Remember when Lego had the NBA license? Oh, those had to have been some rare sets. Imagine they made an NBA arena. OSU over FSU in the rankings. Yeah, I would say OSU is OSU is going to stay above that. FSU was ranked 4th anyways. They're not going to fall below FSU. No way. But dude, I don't even think you should mute any words because I don't want the chat to be ruined for other people. I don't want... The thing is, the only thing we can do is get his IP address and ban him that way. We would have to get his IP address. We need like a computer person to do it. Because I don't want to ban words for... Like, you can't ban the word Michigan, because then people, are going to be pissed off. Or, excuse me, ban the word Ohio State, because that's what he was saying. Why crypto over stocks? Dude, he has to create a new account. He's creating a new account right now. Don't worry. Yeah, you're right. He ran out of accounts. Oh, that's too bad. Hopefully he gets hacked or something. But you know what? Even if he gets hacked, he probably has $10 because he's a 10-year-old. Um, does Oklahoma? I don't think Oklahoma will. Well, teams will move above Oklahoma. Well, I mean, Oklahoma lost, so yeah, they will drop. They'll drop probably to like 14. For me, it's just way higher upside, but it just depends. It depends what kind of risk you want to take. But dude, crypto is way higher upside, but it's also, dude, you got to learn so much with crypto. Well, I mean, technically, if you just invest in the main altcoins, you really don't. But when you get deeper with the lower market cap coins, you really got to go in. I'm trying to create an altcoin right now. Yeah, First Amendment is important. You're right. And the other thing is, it's like, what am I going to ban? The word Ohio State? You really can't do that. Spammer will just use a VPN. I don't think he probably knows what that even is. He's probably dumb as shit. Is Taylor Swift going to Germany? I don't know. You'd have to ask, a Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, Jackson Mahomes in the press box. Yeah. In the Super Bowl, possibly. Kurt Ferentz needs... Yeah, it's time. Kurt Ferentz, it's beyond time. It's beyond time. I don't think you can chat on a new account for... Really? Oh, then he's done, if that's true. Maybe they do that as an anti-bot thing. You can't chat, you can't, like, comment on a live stream for the first 24 hours. Do you think Travis Hunter is overrated? I mean, but, like, he was always going to get a ton of hype if he did anything just because of the amount of following Colorado had. He's kind of a hard player to judge, you know? It's like Ohtani. You can't really judge him because we haven't seen a player like him, really. I know, dude. The Ray-Bans with the little spy thing. Hilarious. I mean, they know that's Stallions. Like, what happened with Central Michigan? Is Central Michigan just not going to comment on this? Does Jimbo... Yeah, Jimbo's got to be gone. They're going to have to pay the buyout. Jimbo's got to go. Bro is making another 30 accounts. Well, let's pray that Google was smart and restricts you from commenting. If Google if you're not allowed to comment on a new account, then he's screwed. Have you heard about the Taylor Swift Lizzo? I mean, what happened? Lizzo tried to eat her. I saw that. That's just disappointing from Lizzo. Lizzo thought she was a 10-piece McNugget. Is Dave Durant? I don't even know who that is. Top 10 in college football. That was a crazy upset. Yeah, Chiefs lost to the Broncos. Kanye West or Lil Wayne. You know Lil Wayne does that little rap for Undisputed and Skip Bayless. Hilarious. I think we might have won against the 5-year-old. Yeah, he probably got... His mom probably took his iPad away. You're right. And down goes USC. He's definitely a little kid. He probably... Yeah, we don't have to talk about him anymore. What are you going to do for 100K? I don't know, man. It's probably going to be a while, honestly. Depending on my growth rate's going to go, well, I mean, I'd like to try and do different videos and stuff to get the growth rate up, but it's probably it's going to go down once the season ends for sure, I would say. But maybe it'll be steady because I do have different niches with 9/11 and stadiums and things like that. Dude, I know, you got to stop. I understand what you're saying about the Ray-Bans. We get it. DG, you know, Trump was at the Air Force game. Trump, a patriot. an American patriot. Down goes Miami. Oh, that's horrible for the ACC. Yeah, let's check the scores. You're right. SMU possibly going to hang on. They need to win that game. Miami, they're going to have 3 losses. NC State improves to 6-3. Western Kentucky, impressive third quarter over UTEP. They're going to improve possibly to 5-4. You do have Washington State up on Stanford, and you have Colorado down to Oregon State, and you do have Fresno State, possibly Fresno State, making a play for a New Year's Six Bowl DG, what is your favorite candy? You know, man, I had some Reese's. Reese's, just the cups, they're so good, man, especially in refrigerated. But I do like candy corn. I mean, it's just such a candy corn's been attacked. It's so sad. It tastes good. I don't know why people hate it so much on the internet. I know Nebraska can win the Big Ten West. I want to see them win the Big Ten West. Air Force losing to UCLA. They don't face UCLA. Thoughts on old Sports Authority Stadium? Wasn't that the Denver Broncos Stadium and they changed the name of it? Boston College is good. They actually are getting better. What are your Oh, dude, I don't know, man. My rankings, it's hard, man. I mean, I'd probably go Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Ohio State 3, FSU 4. I mean, I think Oregon's better than Washington, but Washington beat them. So, but it would be something like that. As a bricklayer, Mason who worked on the Carrier Dome for years. Oh man, that's cool. Yeah, dude, the Carrier Dome got a renovation. They put a brand new roof on it, and now it's like see-through. So there's more natural light into the stadium. Ha! I appreciate that, man. What is your favorite fast food restaurant? You know, I went to Subway recently, and I'm not gonna tell that story. It's a boring story. I would say my favorite fast food restaurant is probably. I mean, I like Wendy's. Man, Wendy's is good. I'm not gonna lie. No, I mean I like McDonald's too, but Wendy's, it's like you get the Frosty and everything. You get the whole shebang. I guess you could get I mean, it's all crap. It's terrible for you, but it tastes good. Obviously, there's no denying that. Arizona should be in the top 15. Well, we'll see if they win this game. They go to 6-3. Maybe they'll get ranked. Who is contender teams pretender in the NFL? I mean, I would say the contender in the AFC. I still think Buffalo's going to the Super Bowl. You know, Cincinnati's going to be there. Baltimore might be a bit of a pretender, but we'll see. I just don't know if Baltimore has the receivers. I know they have Zay Flowers, but he's just so small, and he's a rookie. I know I'm your mod, but I completely disagree. See, this is what happens, dude. It's whenever you say candy corn is good, there's a vendetta against candy corn. The spammer finally gave up. You got a dub. Dude, the spammer's a 10-year-old, so I beat a 10-year-old. You should play Fortnite. I think Fortnite is washed. Didn't they go back to the original map on Fortnite? They're desperate. They're desperate to bring Fortnite back. SMU won. Good for SMU. I thought it was going to be a little cleaner game than that. But at least they won anyways. White Castle. Isn't that a New Jersey thing, White Castle? We have no White Castles near us. Cowboys always pretend. Yeah, that is true. I mean, I do like the Cowboys. Texas making the playoff. I mean, their schedule actually got easier now because they don't have to face Oklahoma probably in the Big 12 championship. Chances of Washington making a New Year Bowl, very good. I mean, even if they lose, they're probably still going to make a one-loss Washington certainly is making a New Year Six Bowl. They'd still be the second best team in the pack because they just won this game too. That's another quality win, although USC is not going to be ranked now. Washington State is back. I don't know about that, man. They're barely beating Stanford at home. The spammer got arrested, yes. Ravens, Eagles. That's a bird Super Bowl. Ravens, Eagles. Yeah, I don't think the Eagles make it back. It's just so hard. I know the GOP debate. Dude, that's always entertaining to me. I don't know why. People don't like it, though, because Trump's never there. It's super popular and unoriginal to hate on candy corn. Yeah, I know, dude. I just don't get the hate on candy corn. Candy corn is... But I don't know about Hawaii, like, pineapple on pizza. I don't like that. But I'm not going to hate people for it. Maybe I should retry it. I think the top 10 should be OSU, Georgia, FSU, Washington, Michigan, Oregon, Bama. Yeah, I mean that's a respectable top 7. There's nothing wrong with that. Best Group of 5 conference in your opinion? Group of 5. Well, the Group of 5 got really watered down, unfortunately. At this point, I mean the Mountain West has good teams, man. But I mean SMU, SMU is really good. But I do like the Mountain West. Your Air Force prediction? I know, my Air Force prediction. It did last a while. Listen, I'm actually happy about what Air Force did because they actually kind of like trended. People were talking about them. It would have been, if my prediction, like let's say Air Force loses in week 3, certainly it's a bad prediction, but at least they were kind of in the public spotlight a little bit. What is your advice to people who want to start a sports channel? It's very tough, man. You just got to make content, try and get unique viewers, look at other people's videos, and take stuff off of their videos in terms of how to title it, because really when you make a channel and you're going into a specific niche, it's pretty hard. I mean, really the only, if you sports, it depends what sport, because niches are so specific. Like NBA is completely different than NFL. It's completely different than college football. Do you think Ole Miss is going to beat Georgia? I'd love to see Ole Miss beat Georgia. I don't think they're going to. They're on the road. It's at UGA. What is your least favorite fast food? I mean, I don't want to hate on the dude. I think it probably is White Castle, but I've never had White Castle. I mean, you know what's really expensive? Mr. Hero is really bad I don't know if it's fast food, but it's a sub place. Elon Musk with Joe Rogan said pineapple. Yeah, I mean, Elon Musk tries to be funny and troll. But no, I like Elon, but he does try and just troll and say funny things. But do you like Texas and Oklahoma moving to the SEC? Well, it's going to make better games. It's going to make better games. Is DG really an Air Force fan? Oh, dude, yes, I am an Air Force fan. You got to go back to my week 0 video part 2 where I predicted Air Force to go undefeated. Do you think that Air Force still makes the New Year's Six Bowl? Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to make it, unfortunately. I think SMU probably makes it. But maybe, SMU almost lost. Maybe they won't. Yeah, we agree on the race. Everyone agrees it's the worst. There's no way that can happen. Thoughts on Oklahoma choking? I think Oklahoma was always a long shot. I mean, you lose to Kansas, it's pretty much over. You can't lose to Kansas, man. Elon just reposts memes. Yeah, well, he interaction farms on his own on X because he knows if he posts more, it's going to get more views, it's going to get more site traffic. Would the playoff committee take a one-loss Texas? It would be Texas. It would be Texas. Especially with LSU losing, that knocks down FSU's win over LSU. Which NBA Western Conference team will move to the East? It would be like the Pelicans or Minnesota. No way OSU struggles with Rutgers and stays at number 1. Yeah, they might. Well, it's not even Ohio State. Like you say, Ohio. I mean, I guess they did struggle. They still covered the spread, but it's more so Ohio State's win being devalued because Notre Dame lost, if that makes sense. Tulane should have lost. Yeah, I mean, Tulane, that's 3 straight weeks now. They haven't covered the spread. And they played really not well against East Carolina. They're missing Tajay Spears. Where do you think Kansas and Kansas State should be ranked? Yeah, I mean, Kansas State, it's a tough loss. Tough game on the road. You were facing a backup, I would say 23rd or something. I think they have 3 losses now. And then Kansas probably 18th. Are there any 2? Not anymore because LSU lost. I don't think there are any. If Liberty goes 12-0, can they make a New Year's Six Bowl? I don't think Liberty's eligible to make a New Year's Six Bowl for some reason. Actually, no, they have to be eligible. But they just play in a horrible conference. Yeah, we're always shocked about Air Force. It's like a pet dying. It's a sad thing. What about Liberty for New Year? Yeah, we're gonna have to take a look at Liberty University here for a second. Let me fish out Liberty University. Oh, Liberty won that game. Yeah, it's gonna be easy to find because it was a really high scoring game. I mean, Liberty's been They 59-50? Jesus, man. I mean, what is the defense in this? Where is this Liberty game? All right, we'll take a look. Liberty, 3 games to go undefeated in the regular season. Conference USA is terrible this year. Old Dominion at home. I mean, I need context to this game. Can you not do that? 83%. So they'll be about 16, 17 point favorites in that game. UMass, they'll be about 23, 24 point favorites. UMass is terrible. And then at UTEP. Yeah, I mean, they're probably going to go 12-0. That'll be an interesting thing to think about. The problem is Conference USA is so... Let me look at their non-conference. Yeah, they have such a horrible schedule, man. Holy crap. Bowling Green non-conference, New Mexico State, Buffalo. Oh my God. I don't think they're going to... Well... I mean, if they're 12-0... But I don't know. That's a bad schedule, man. That'll be interesting. I'd like to see that debate. James Madison is disqualified from New Year's 6. Twitter X. Dude, it is. It's an infestation. You're right. You're a San Jose Sharks fan? Memphis, wow. Yeah, what was that, dude? What about Memphis winning 59-50? Someone needs to... Yeah, I mean, Kansas... They probably have made videos about that, dude. Remember the 38-3 comeback between Michigan State and Northwestern? Rank them. Rank Liberty? I mean, that's a brutal schedule, man. That might be the worst schedule I've seen. Holy... For a team that's like undefeated. Who do you think will win the college football playoff? I mean, I'll say Oregon. So still the Central Michigan guy was wearing normal Ray-Bans with the logos in the... Dude, come on, man. The cope is just crazy, bro. Thoughts on the war with Israel? You know, it's... it would be, 20 minutes of me talking, but... Honestly, I don't... At this point, dude, it just doesn't even... It's better to just not even... I know people are like, you should be informed and everything, and I'm like, I'm informed, but I'm not going to give it my energy, because it's not going to change anything. Independence Bowl, Washington State versus Liberty. That's an interesting matchup. I mean, yeah, that would be a good game for Liberty, probably. I mean, look at the Sharks-Penguins score. What is it in NHL? All right, man, I'll see ya. Yeah, I gotta end this here. It's already 11:30. I was gonna do for like an hour. If Michigan gets a ban, is Ohio State already in the playoff? It's weird. I don't know how the tiebreaker would work with... I mean, I guess if they're just having a tiebreaker with Penn State, they would obviously go. Yeah, all right, man. Bengal, I'll see you later. Does Deion in Colorado make a bowl game? Yeah, we were just thinking about the hypothetical we were thinking about the hypothetical of them going 5-7 and still getting led into a bowl game. But I mean, I think they would probably get let in because of the ratings they would bring, because there are 5-7 teams that get let into bowl games. We need a 59-62 NFL score this decade. Yeah, that's impossible for NFL games, man. I mean, we just had a 59-50. It's 4:30 a.m. Where are you from? Oh, you got to be from the United Kingdom. All right, yeah. I'll just we'll do one more. Do you think 9/11 won? Yeah, I mean, I think TSA was inevitable. There would have been something else that would have happened. It was always inevitable. They but it wouldn't have happened in 2001, that's for sure. But yeah, I mean, these games actually are not very good now.